Okay, so our next presenter is Katie Johnston. She's the clinical cancer research dietitian down in UCC, and she's going to talk about the LIAM-MAC study at UCC. So, Katie? Is that working okay? This was just perfect.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I can see it there. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here today to talk about the LIAM-MAC trial, which is an Irish Cancer Society funded trial and a UCC sponsored trial. So it's linking in with advice and supports for men impacted by metastatic cancer, and we are focusing on metastatic genitourinary cancers. We know that we have over 200,000 cancer survivors in Ireland, and we know that research that came out in 2019 reports that their needs are not being fulfilled. And these don't just encompass their medical needs, it's their holistic needs, their emotional needs, their nutrition needs. So this program is a 12-week multidisciplinary program, and we know that the guidelines from the National Comprehensive Cancer Network recommend that a multidisciplinary approach is used in survivorship care. We really focus on peer support and it's enabling and a safe environment for men. They undertake 2 physiotherapy sessions per week over the 12-week period, fortnightly dietetic input and cancer-specific symptom management from our wonderful advanced nurse practitioner. We also have additional education sessions from community supports, psycho-oncology, social work, pastoral care, occupational therapy and community supports like the Irish Cancer Society Daffodil Nurses. Our primary outcome is feasibility, but we also are looking at quality of life, physiotherapy outcomes, body composition outcomes, as well as diet quality. So the patient really here is the central focus, and we're working around them. So our current study status, we started our recruitment in May last year, and our clinic days are a Monday and a Thursday morning. Participant numbers, we have 16 enrolled so far, so we usually have about 6 men per cohort. And we have, at the time that our third cohort went through, we had screened 31 men. So it was about a 51% accrual rate. Reasons for decline might be travel burden, personal reasons, work commitments, but also for men that might be having ongoing treatment as well. Things in the metastatic space change very, very quickly. So a participant that might be eligible 1 week, in 2 weeks' time when we go to contact them, things might have changed. We're very lucky to have input from and support from 2 wonderful study sites in Cork University Hospital. The Cardiac Renal Centre Gym facilitated our pilot cohort, and the UCC Mardek Arena, which is a state-of-the-art rehabilitation facility, is our site for the ongoing cohorts. We have had patient and public involvement. We have 3 wonderful and very honest patient advocates, and they have really been with us from the beginning. So from the conception of the study, from the development of the study, we recently published a paper with our PPI panel in the Irish Medical Journal about developing a new patient information leaflet that was more accessible, more user-friendly for the patients, and the creation of exit packs. And we were delighted to be supported by the Irish Cancer Society for some additional funding for these packs for the men when they leave the trial. And implementation, we meet with the men twice monthly to discuss the trial's progress, any logistical issues that we might be having, and our feedback from our pilot cohort. Our discussions with them led to significant changes in the programme. So we took the programme out of the hospital setting and we moved it into a more community environment. So I'm going to share some results with you from the pilot. I'm going to share with them in 2 ways that we often as clinicians and researchers like to look at: the statistics, the numbers, but also the real life impact, what is important to the patient. And as a clinician who has moved into research, the patient is the most important thing. We have, and I think the second quote there, I felt myself coming back. I found the old Frank that I had lost. I think that's key and that's vital to what this 12-week program does. We improved their body composition, we improved their muscle mass, their strength, which we know will have better outcomes for them in the future, but also holistically we improved their quality of life. So what have we learned? We've learned a lot in a year. It takes a village. Time is of the essence, perspective is key, and funding is vital. We need dedicated support staff to help clinicians move into research roles and transition, and we're very lucky in the Cancer Trials Group in UCC that we have Erin Crowley, our academic study coordinator, who helps us navigate this. We need dedicated research and intervention teams with clearly defined roles as to what they're doing and what aspect of the trial that they're working on. And we also need buy-in from clinical and academic centres, from funding partners to HSE managers that can see the long-term vision in the everyday. Time is of the essence. We need protected time for research. Again, we were very lucky that the Irish Cancer Society has bought out our clinical time for our advanced nurse practitioner and our physiotherapist, and also have supported me in a role as a full-time research dietitian. A complex lifestyle intervention requires a lot of coordination. There's a lot of moving parts here. We've 24 sessions over 12 weeks with a lot of clinicians coming in and going. So, don't underestimate the amount of time that it does take to plan and coordinate something like this. And plan for delays, even if you don't expect them, through ethics, amendments, hospital green lights, recruitment issues or personnel issues. Again, we spoke earlier on about permanent contracts and temporary contracts. We need to plan for these things. Perspective is key. The patient voice is vital to meaningful and impactful research. Participant feedback can only lead to positive progress. And what we as researchers and clinicians might think is best isn't actually what's best for the patient, or what they might not think is realistic. And funding is vital. Without funding, there is no research, and we're very lucky that we have great support from the Irish Cancer Society. We have great support from the Murdoch Arena, and I would like to mention Patsy Ryan and Nora Ahern, who continually support us and allow us to use these facilities free of charge. And continuing to disseminate our research is key. Continuing to spread the word about multidisciplinary lifestyle trials, non-drug trials, which often aren't highlighted, is key, because I know in Ireland especially there are some great multidisciplinary trials coming out. So thank you very much.